Love Coach Talk Show. Today, Onali and I'm made in Tsenoli. I'm having two lovely ladies who are very young, who are going to share that very interesting story with us today. Help me welcome my guests as they come in. Come on here, girls. Hi, how are you doing?
I'm great, how are you?
Hey.
Looking lovely.
Thank you. You look lovely yourself.
Do I take after you or you take after me?
We take after you.
We definitely take after you.
That's a good one. Yes, ladies. Before we start, let me tell the viewers at home what is this show all about. First of all, I'd love to define what LA Talk Show is all about. LA Talk Show is all about empowering the young generation. People ask me, why do I do what I do? It's because I always look at the people, the generation that is after me, that they don't have to go through what we have gone through. They don't have to face things that we have faced. And as I do what I do in this nation called Lesotho, my country that I love so much, I've always seen the young generation receiving more than the adults. I'm not saying the adults at home, they don't, but my heart is out there for the young generation. So before I can spill the beans, let me get their names and let them introduce themselves, and we get to the topic of today. You're in a hurry to get it? Should I tell them?
Tell them.
Should I tell them?
Tell them.
We're going to talk about how do you preserve yourself as a young lady. Preserve yourself. Ka Sesotho go gona o ipoloka jwang o le morwetsana go dule o le morwetsana retsitsi. Okay. Hi, what's your name? Tell the viewers your name, as if Auntie Dimpo doesn't know.
Okay. Ke kananelo kota ke ngwanana wa mohlakwana and ke morwetsana retsitsi like she is saying.
Retsitsi. Hi, sweetie.
Hi, ke tseba Moketa. Ke ngwanana wa morwetsana jana ka ena. And we're good friends. We've always been friends, like for FE ever.
Forever. Girls. So before we get to the topic of how to preserve yourself, let's talk about your background. Let's talk about where you come from. Let's talk about you. Tebo. Okay. I'll start with Tebo because I just met her recently. And when we met, we were in tears. Oh. Do you want to tell the viewers how we met?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay.
We met through Tate James. He's my mentor. So nente ke tsantsa school za England. So re tle ho Sedimpo for advice. And she made me watch one of her videos. My God. Ka birthday ya high. I received any presents. I got the presents able fihla di badisa ho the needy. It is so beautiful. I was touched. I love her. And I can see me in you, and I can see you in me. I'm going to grow up to be like you. You're such an inspiration. You should keep on doing this work. It's beautiful. I love it. Exquisite.
Thank you, sweetheart. I'm going to be like you when I grow up. Okay, sweetie. Okay, introduce yourself and how you get to know about me.
Like I said, I watch her on TV. I was even watching the TV show. I saw her going home and going around. I thought this woman is so inspirational. Growing up, we always liked doing things for other people, go out there and give back, because we know that God has been so good to us, and it is grace that we have what we have, and God gives so that we are able to give. We live to give. So
we're blessed to be a
the fact
blessing.
that you do that just connects us.
Together
We want
as
to
one.
grow up to be people that can make a difference like you are doing. So you are a mentor to us.
Okay, enough about myself, because you're not gonna make me cry. The guy, James Noto, I hope you'll be watching this. The one who introduced the girls to me said when he met the girls, he was packed. Correct me if I will get the story right.
Okay, all right.
He was packed, waiting for somebody. Was it her, the person you're talking
No,
to?
it's not her.
It was,
my other friend.
it was another friend.
Yeah.
So the girls were talking about how they're going to preserve themselves till they get married. He's a gentleman. He says, oh my God, I thought I'm not hearing well. And something in him just said, I want to get to know them. What did he do after that?
Oh, and
Who is he?
Who is he?
Yeah.
But approach her high in a humble hole. About lang buat into tena lekela because honale those men bo approachang ka mogong le ha ba shebile bona go ba se. So we kind of thought maybe we hloka body instruction or something to get around here. Ebe re bua le ena. Yeah.
To cut the long story, James met the girls and especially Tsebo, and he's been calling me. I remember he was calling me. I was flying from Kenya. I was in Joburg. He says, there's a young lady I need you to meet. And I'm like, okay, James, what is with the young lady that you want me to meet? The first day I met her, we just connected. We were in tears. She was preparing to go to school, and she says, I understand why my flight was delayed because God wanted me to meet you before I leave. And to me, that was like, okay, God. We met that day, and ever since I've grown to love them. I don't know much about the stories. I said my shows are not rehearsed. They're original. We never talked about the details that you're going to discuss today. They're so original that I want to know, to start with your background. Tell me, where do you come from? A little bit of your journey of life.
Okay, just a little bit. I come from, let me just say, wow. Lelapa le ke hotse ke sena mama ka hloka tsa ke bala standard 6 so ne ke le mongenyana be ke disa ke ntate moholo wa ka go ha ke soka ke ba le mother figure a direct until ke se ke tlo ho disa ke nkgono wa ka sentse ke le moholo ene ke tlo ho disa ke nkgono wa ka sentse ke ngotse form 5 so ehlile ke ikhodisitse ho twa na go etelele haholo ne ke ikhodisa because ne ke dla le bommangwana wa ka ona dla le teng a le siko and then out ke dla la butwa ka. So ki kudisitse, and I'm really happy because before my grandfather died, ona go nna ke rentate how ka hloka la ben ka sala le mang in a way after my ka hloka yes a go ka sala le ntate modimo. I looked at him and I thought, really, Daddy? Of course that's ntate modimo mara mang in the family because ne ke bana bon khonwa ka ba le hantle bana le chelete le kana hore ka ngodisa mara ha ka ntshepisa any one of them o la re ke tla sala le ntate modimo. And ever since.
What made you ask him that question? What was happening at that time?
I don't know, but it was exactly the day before he died.
What? Was he sick?
No, he wasn't sick. Una le bo asthma, bo tswekere mare ina le ntho tse tlang hona le hwane ke mo botsitse fela tjenana ke nana ene le ntate modimo a na etsa hore ke be le thirsty ene ya go batla go tseba hore na ho tlo etsala nke gona driver to the point where my granddad o tlo njwetsa hore no tla sala le ntate modimo so that I can grow with that in me. So it's ha ke soka ke depend on anyone. I've always felt like I'm my own person and ke setse le ntate modimo, and that's how I'm going to grow till today.
Okay, we'll continue. Okay. Let's come back to you. Tell us a bit about you.
For me, I grew up in a family, Kinali, Vanabesu, and my mother and my father. My mother is born again. She is big on God.
She's big on God? Mommy, you are big on God. I like that. She's big on God. A power praying woman.
She is. And then in the family, I've always been the one that was so interested in this God thing. My dad, Inele Moroma, he also loved God very much. But my dad, Onana, and that just made me so that I do not associate myself with people like that in a situation like that. Because my mother is a hard worker. She's a businesswoman, and she's been supporting us. She's such a strong woman. I thank God. I appreciate God for her life so much. I'm sure my dad was so grateful he's passed now for a woman like her, because my mom has been the backbone of the family. My mom is amazing. You should meet her.
I'll definitely do that, Mommy.
Lovely woman.
I'm gonna meet you soon, Mama. So girls, the main thing that we're going to talk about here today is how to preserve yourself as young ladies. How old are you?
I'm 21.
How old are you?
21, turning 22.
You're 21. And you're both
Virgins.
Did you hear that, viewers at home? You're both
We're trained to write and we're both
and you are proud.
We're
Very proud.
virgins.
How many of you at home can literally and boldly say we are virgins and we're proud of it? I'm just asking a question at you. Whether you're a lady, whether you're a brother at home, I'm asking how many of you at home can say that? How did you get to be... Somebody's asking, okay, how did they make it? How did you get to that decision? Let me start with you.
Growing up, you know, you had these people that were beautiful and that were famous. They had these perfect relationships and they lost their virginities and just everything stopped. The guy disappears. And you don't want to be that girl that cries, wondering what happened to that perfect relationship. So I think because losing your virginity takes away a part of you.
True that.
Takes away your pride. You have given yourself entirely to this person because you think you're going to be together forever. I don't think anybody loses their virginity unless they think they're going to be together with that person forever. But because it is the very last step that you should be taking in a relationship, after that there is nothing to progress to. So I think that's why people do that and they break up. And then I think guys just think, if she's doing this with me, he sees you with another guy, he thinks she's also doing it with him. So you don't want to be that girl that ends up being abused by this guy, by that guy. So I decided that, God, I am not going to be this person. I feel sorry for those people. I mean, nobody wants to go through that. And even if you've lost your virginity, it's not the end of life. You can decide. You can decide to start preserving yourself right now. You can decide that I am not going to be a girl that is used by boys now, today. You don't have to be a virgin to make that decision. You can decide that I am tired of being mistreated and I will not be walked over.
I'm looking at one of your age mates at home and say, wow, I would love to have that, what she has. But how did she get to do that conclusion? What were you basing yourself with? What gets you to me to I'm not going to sleep around.
Well, challenges, of course, seeing other people's challenges, and then God. God is a big part of everything.
I like that.
I am also huge on God.
I am huge in God.
Gigantic on God.
Huge in God. I like that.
I am a God freak. You got in here before we had the show and we were praying because we like to believe that we want to be guided by God in everything. So God is a big part of my life. You cannot describe me without going to the Bible and seeing what God expects of a young lady. My life is what God wants. And I know I make mistakes just like everyone, but I keep going back to God and saying, God, what do you want? And so when I feel like situations are tough, I go to God and I say, God, this is hard. But God, you said that I will go through this. If you get me this challenge, it means I am able, I am well able to go through it, and I am going to make it. So it's just God's grace. It is God's grace.
I like that. That your foundation is God. Correct. You didn't do this by your own intelligence, your own power, but through Him.
It is God.
Yes, really.
Well, for me, Lena, it's just grace. I'll tell you where it comes from.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Growing up with our parents, getting to this decision.
I'll tell for me, and my dad, I don't really have a good relationship with my dad because
How old were you when you decided that?
I was very young. I think I was around 14. And you have to be the best thing you can be. Best dedication, best behavior, top notch.
Top notch.
I grew up in a Christian family. So control. Mara ne ke le sure se betsa Virginity. So na gore ne ke le sure no I can handle this. So ka re morena modimak even though ke bile le mathata a mangata kgolong yaka. O la nkisa to the best school. Ke le ka kena bo mathabeng. Ke sa sponsor go ke bo Manpower, you understand?
Tell us about that. You're talking to your young generation.
Oh, okay.
Tell us about going to Machabeng because it's one of the things that somebody will benefit out of that.
Going to Machabeng was such a challenge, hey? Because now going to Machabeng, who knows not the scholarship at the time. So I talked to my grandmother. Kawata king granny, ke batla go ya Machabeng. Ha ona motho mo ke batlang go ya teng. Gona ka tsaba ngwana ka tsa ha ke na tšhelete ya Machabeng ke fra hampe. A bua ntho tse ngata. Ka no. Watch and learn. Ke tlo venta na go wa Machabeng ba. So now go ya fihla wa Machabeng. Ka gola ha ke saletswe ke bo highly the Sunday before ke school on Monday. Ntse ke so patale fee. Ka ga tsaba keng. Ne ke batle di scholarship ho tle ke sa di fumana. Ka re ke rata
How did you look for scholarships? Did you go? I want you to help
them
the viewers.
As I can I wrote a list of people bana le tšhelete in the country ba ka thusana ba successful ya ba ke ngwala mangolo and then I went around delivering them. Ha ke ka deliver ha ke dile fati ke mela call. I knock on the doors and say, hey guys, remember ke itse ke batla ya sekolo. So most of the construction companies ene ke kopana tsona ne di tsatsa keng ha go mind go isa sekolo Machabeng will do that. Mara re batla go ha bana wetse engineering. So now I am an aspiring medical doctor ne go kusisa no man, I can't change my course only because I cannot tšhelete. Ha ba ke ngwana modimo ke tlo ya Machabeng ka modimo ka itsetsa gore ke tlo patalwa fee ke modimo.
Come on now.
Ha ke so telle na mangoreng ka tsamaya ka batla scholarship ya ba ke di fumane until the last moment ka just you know what so ya mono no Monday I went in uniform ya sekolo.
This is quite interesting.
Ka tsena uniform ya ka rekela uniform ka reka gona kana na is this girl crazy? Because I remember at the time when I tsatse ke na le tšhelete somewhere mareng excuse to wena ona tjena because ke investment ha se ntho tse reng bufela you know you have the money ka sekolo. Ebe he ke decide a nna ke a sekolong he ha ke na taba ke fla sekolong mo ntse di queue ka stationery ha ke so patale fee understand hore ke so patale fee mara the first day ha ke qala ya sekolong a tsa ke le ka rangwana ke le ka re thapelwa ka na chencha before ke ya sekolong ne ke re and that modimo ke kopa ntho so for my scholarship the first day I was like, God, thank you for the scholarship. You're amazing.
Wow.
Ka tsamaya ka jara scribe ke sa ka se setle ka ba motla ka tsamaya ka sekolong. Ya ba na go ha ntse tsamaya ntse ke ya sekolong ke so patale school fees get that point ke le sure hore ke safe o tshela ka bona go nngwe ha re le sekolong ho tlo butsa bo ho tlo batho ba patale ho tlo batho ba patale di fee hona ka balwa list ya batho ba kota fee ne ke le siko.
I remember that.
Hona sena mo tla ke le teng patale school fees at the time.
At some point she even asked me to go and ask if they're sure she's not there. She did that and I went there and
So you went to the same school?
Yeah, we went to the same school.
And then I don't really want to say it's about them because I give it about and she wasn't there.
You know, I wasn't there. It took Boma 6 months.
Oh God.
And not about the fee every 3 months. So you have to understand when you're not going to leave.
Registration in Patterson.
Young. I can ganga. Like it's a patala registration and no. Then I guess go like a patala to kill in a show modu late. One day
Faith right there.
give faithy Emma Kazana because every time Hanekirape like in a
Wow.
God, please give me faith.
Wow.
It's very important. You don't just get faith. Faith can to tata holo if I go we rap a logo modim to copa petumel. Ebe modimo tla ofa tumela. So much having castle was plus or minus 100,000, right? Close to that. Yeah. Ebe he at first year kanete. Oh ya ba ka 6 months se ke ba worried ha holo ka o kila bona faith nyana. O so se ke gutlela my human self. Ke re Nino a ko lompotsetsa hore na ke a polota bala. La ta secretary. This is Nino. Nino la ta secretary re ke a kolota. Ke re ke kota bokae. Ha ke sheba ne ke kota ma 20,000. Oh, mare at the time re na modimo ha ne ke amo ke lo botsana ke a kolota ne se ke fumane scholarship ne se ke le safe ne ke fumane motho a reng I'll sponsor part of your fees ola mpatalla first year ke ntate mphana wa Pick n Pay ola mpatalla first year ba second year ya ba nkgono ka wa ipatala so le nkgono ka ha ke tsebe na o ipatetse vang it's a lot of money mara I'd love to tell you bophelong ba ka ba mathabeng it was just perfect it was awesome ene ka ne ke tshwana le ngwane le mo ona sa sokole ne ke se sona ga bana ba mbare ka ba ke na tšhelete re kang my grandmother had it there I'm very grateful for my grandmother I don't know how she did it but she's an amazing woman it's God it's through God So, getting back to my point, yeah, preserving.
preserving. They're proud to be virgins.
We are.
I had this good friend of mine, born in Tijani, and when I can go to Laba top student, I did civil engineering last year. Born in Nala, and I would motivate and how whole Gilabon.
The company that you keep,
it's very important. No man. Basangena ihle abathi ka tshobotse. Ba ka o etsa ntse fela. Kore, ontso le motla ha bana na go rena motla ka poche. If they want to ruin your life, they will ruin your life regardless. But ke ba no, she's pretty. Let me keep her. She's important. She's pretty. No, prettiness does not count, ladies. So, ebe ha ra itsetsa ga tsa keng. Khona we're going to save ourselves. And every year ka di 31 ne re fitla re yama ne re rata ho yama ka ntle somewhere. More pahaming and I better shaba the cricket dance it is. Ebe we hold hands together and pray.
Oh, that's
Ebe
awesome.
in our prayer, God, you're amazing and we thank you. Rekipile Virginity Tawana, Selama Kaufel, Karab Ella Selama Sing Save us again. Save it. So that's how we've done it. And we're still virgins, me and her and Nino. And Kure, it's just awesome. Ela ha you kopana le Nino, harele harele before Ramachabe. It was just awesome. Kila ka fumana motho a motivated. I have a friend of mine and she's very dear to me. Kare and then when you have that personality when I'm with you, I feel like I'm with Mpone. And I like the relationship that we have and I'd love for us to keep it like this. And we're here because of the grace of God. We are not here because we were smart. We were not smart at all. It is the grace of God and only that.
Wow.
And we remember to appreciate that all the time. We're always talking about how God has been so graceful. Sometimes we go and we fast together, we pray and we say, you know what, God, we see what you've done in our lives and we appreciate you so much. What I do know is that a foundation of every young girl has to be God. You need God as your foundation.
True that.
Because now there are so many challenges, but so many friendships, and there is so much information that comes to you. Now, you don't have to have lack of information or when you just have to have lack of the right kind of information. You could have
come again. Repeat that. Repeat that. Speak to the camera right there. You don't have to have.
You don't have to have
lack of
information. You just have to have lack of the right kind of information. I mean, just this morning I was talking to some of my friends. I sent messages to them and I was saying to them, what I have realized is that every morning you have to be with God.
Yeah.
You have to have so much God in your life because you have to be able to listen to the voice inside. And I have said that to so many of my friends that if you do not pay attention to the voice inside you, you will always hear the noise outside.
Yeah.
And the noise outside is very destructive and it will dear.
Wow. The viewers at home, I'm learning so much from this generation. Let me get back to you after the break. I'm all overwhelmed. Wow. After the break.
Yeah. When I'm at the mall, security just can't fight them all. And when I'm at the beach, I'm in the Speedo trying to tan my cheeks. This is how I roll. Come on, ladies, it's time to go.
Welcome back to LA. Today, if you just tune in, we are talking about how to preserve yourself. I have two lovely chocolate brown ladies here with me who are 21 years old and who are still keeping themselves. Well, continue. Growing up with the decision that you have made, Was it that easy? What were the temptations? How did you overcome them?
My goodness. Oh, talk of temptations. Oh my God. Yo, we date. We do date. Because I remember I had this boyfriend of mine. And ik magat ook.
We call it again.
All over the place. It's like everybody. But I used to love him. He was really nice, humble, and quiet. So, no expectations. It's like, okay, because I remember when we dated, he didn't really ask me out. He just told me, and we're dating. And so I couldn't anymore. So I'm like, Mara, do you remember how happening?
That's what I want you to say it loud. Don't shy away. You had your own boundaries.
I did.
And you made them be clear. On a relationship.
Yeah.
This is as far as I go.
Because we were friends first. So I don't do the sex thing. I believe it's for married people. We did have an argument about it before we were dating. Okay, sharp, we agreed to we're going to stay friends because we are not on the same wavelength. Even though we beat our frequency, it's but Harry leveling along, I'm going to compromise. Like, sure, I don't have a problem. We dated for some time. Sali busy, sabatla bon tara no man. I can't do this because I remember because so after a point they break up and it was okay. But it was okay. I was happy that as I can
tell me here, was it because that you couldn't?
And Corona was because I couldn't deliver. Compromise. So
do you want to tell me that even that relationship you realized now, it wasn't just for you. He didn't really love you. I wanted to come to you because if I was saying it's either you have the cake or you don't have the cake, and he chooses, if I'm not having the cake, I'm leaving you. It means I was never the first priority in this relationship. You had your own agendas.
Because I think he came and asked me back. I'm very insecure now. I'm not happy anymore because because some things about me. So